Howdy.
Howdy.
Hello, hello. How y'all doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Good, good. Sorry for the tardiness here. I was running a little bit late, so we're getting going. Going to kind of do a dry bones type session, just cover the basics. Uh, Maresca, what's your background for?
Jason Sanders just came through in the clutch Monday night for me, so just rubbing it in Ryan's face a little bit more.
Oh my god.
He outperformed my boy Achani.
Oh, here we go with the name again.
I still can't say it correct. I mean, we were worried for a second, to be honest, because I think a good chunk of your game, it looked like you might have lost, and then you might not have been on the show again this week.
I know. That's a good thing. Good thing Sanders came through. I'm here.
We don't have a full deck for all the recaps. We're just going to use Yahoo this time around. But Josh, unless you have any opening comments, we can get right into it.
Oh, let's run with it.
Can we hear from Josh's team real quick? How do you feel about your performance this past week?
Not great. Usually after a win, I feel like you're supposed to feel good. I do not feel good. It's honestly one of the lowest moments of my life.
Hey, you scored the perfect amount of points and you got the win. That's rare.
I guess
That's rare in
so.
fantasy football.
Yeah.
Well,
A win
let's
is a
hop
win.
right in. I was going to pull Josh's matchup first, but I think we should go to this one first. Just to get it out of the way, get Maresco's gloating out of the way.
No
Continue
gloating
with the
and
fact that
gloating.
he's 9-1. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. 2 games clear in first place.
That did feel like a good win, even though Ryan's team didn't perform up to the standards. I mean, it was kind of weird seeing Smith putting up no points. And yeah, I definitely was stressed going into Monday night. Honestly, forgot about Monday night until the third quarter, and I checked, and then I watched the last 2 quarters, and yeah, was not expecting for my 2 players to outperform his 2 players.
I almost texted you, what was it, Thursday night? And I was like, oh, looks like you're going to have to miss the pot again this week because of Lamar's performance. And then was very wrong.
It's a
And
tough
Zay
start.
as well. Zay kind of had a down start.
Yeah, Lamar put up a doozy on Thursday night, and Henry and Flowers both. I mean, Henry's had a decent game, but his standards this year was about half of it. So
Did Ryan have anyone on the bench that would have changed this?
he had buys this week. Oh, not really.
Connor and Sutton.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
The Connor one's surprising.
I mean, he would have had to play both of those over his worst in terms of Devontae Smith, which you're never going to do, right? But interesting. Josh, any insight into this one? Anything he would have told Ryan to do differently coming into it, or any reactions to Maresco's team coming out of it?
I mean, my only reaction is like just kind of dumbfounded. Keeps on winning. I mean, there's really not much more to say, right? Like, I think it's kind of demoralizing for everybody.
It's true. I mean, do you think that this win is more unexpected, surprising, or frustrating, or do you think this win is more unexpected, surprising, or frustrating?
Oh man. I don't know. Yeah, it's just I don't want to talk about this matchup.
I mean,
guys
you
talk
got it.
about
You
it.
got a W. 6-4.
It's just, what a barn burner. 69-66.
Micah had. Oh, I guess he had Wilson, who's playing all right. But I was going to say, aside from that, he had one player over 10 points.
Yeah. No,
I mean, Josh only had 3 players over 10 points. So
true.
I could have alleviated some of the stress with this matchup if I just trusted my gut and gone with Eckler. But I decided to bench him again, and he decided to have another good week. So
why did you bench Eckler with Robinson out?
I don't know. I don't remember the logic or my thought process on it. I just knew within the first hour that I had made a big mistake.
And you did your boy Ricky a disfavor by leaving him on the
I was
bench.
going to say, you spent so much money on Ricky, and he actually came through and didn't do anything with him.
Yeah. I think sometimes I just like burning fab. So I don't
I can
know if
understand
Ricky's,
Ben's frustration here too. Micah
Yep.
beats him last week, drops probably the highest points of Micah's season, and then really,
Yep. Yeah, even threw in a trade to Micah this evening for Russ Wilson, and he said no. So
said
Who,
no.
who did you offer him for Russell Wilson?
Jordan Addison.
You really like those Pittsburgh quarterbacks, don't you, Josh?
Well, I just need a quarterback right now. So,
Maresco, when did you get rid of Russ? I remember you picked him up. Do you trade him or you drop him?
I dropped him like 2 days later. He was hurt for like 3 more weeks. And he was like, like the annoying out but not on the IR, so I had to keep taking him out of my IR spot. I was like, yeah, this is
not worth a bench slot type thing.
This meme is not worth it. Although,
well, it is worth. I mean, fantasy aside, that Pittsburgh-Washington matchup was a really fun game to watch. I know most of us are upset that Washington didn't pull out the win, but Russ did look pretty decent.
yeah, he did.
Yeah. I think I sent you that stuff about Lamar and him. Pretty crazy.
Oh, that they're like paralleled, basically?
Yeah.
Let's roll over to the only other matchup that really matters this week in terms of recaps. If we're sticking with the big three here.
He's back in the hunt.
Is this the first time all 3 of us have won the same week since the opening week?
Probably.
Yes.
I haven't had many wins.
Yeah. We were.
This is my first back-to-back week of wins.
We were riding such a high after week 1, remember, guys?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were.
This was a rough one. Honestly, I felt bad for Natalie. We were texting a little bit about it, but Nico Collins was supposed to play all the way up until like 30 minutes to an hour before the game started Sunday night, in which case she would have had Nico instead of Robert Woods going into that matchup. And I was down at that point, so could have been a very different outcome.
She has 2 starters with 0.6. Yikes.
Yeah. Yep.
Whew.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
I mean, it was a valiant effort by her with the amount of people she has out.
Yeah.
This was a big bye week for me as well, I think, if I remember right. I had Bowers, JSN, and Kenneth all not able to play.
Yeah. Got to feel good.
She had a lot more, I guess, to be fair, or similar. But yeah, it does feel great. It feels very strange to get back-to-back wins. It's not something I've experienced in years, quite honestly. So, feels nice. I can only imagine this is what Maresco feels every week, except he probably feels expectation to win every single week. Moving to a matchup that was rather unfortunate and rather set up really after Thursday night's game. Dave
it was over, wasn't it?
Chance.
He had 90 points from top 2 players after Thursday night.
Yeah.
It's kind of insane.
It's got to be demoralizing for Dave, especially considering he just came off like a heartbreaking loss because of a point adjustment last week, and then Thursday matchup happens and he's down by 90. So,
what has CeeDee Lamb done all year? I know he had that big trade for him.
He doesn't have a quarterback thrown to him anymore.
Yeah. Well, and Mike Parsons apparently is all upset at your boy Mike McCarthy, Maresco.
That ain't my boy. That ain't my boy. I called for his head 5 years before the Packers fired him. But no, and then CD's all mad at Jerry Jones for the sunlight in the stadium. You see that?
Sunlight in the stadium? I didn't see that.
There was a ball that was thrown right to him. He couldn't see it because the way that the stadium was built, the sun was is directly in one of the end zones. So he literally couldn't see the ball. And then Jerry Jones said it's an advantage to the Cowboys, so they're not changing it.
it's really, you're really on the cusp of like organizational greatness when your wide receivers are complaining about sunlight in one part of the field. Like that's the last thing before you win a Super Bowl, I'm sure.
Well, if you watch the video, it's pretty bad. But yes, I agree. But I think the CD Lamb looked good on paper when it first started. But now with Josh's boy Dak out, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see. I mean, David still had a pretty decent week, just not enough against Matt's team, who's coming on strong right now.
David also still in the playoff hunt. 4-6 isn't out of it by any means. Can only really drop one, maybe two more games tops, but could still make it in.
What do we got? 4 weeks left?
Yeah, to 14, right? So
The
7-7.
I think the one tricky thing that Dave has going against him also is points for. I think he's lower than you are, Clark.
Yeah.
So it's going to be tricky.
Yeah, he's gotta win.
Yeah, he pretty much has to win out.
I mean, he's behind me, but that's the only person. He's got more than Natalie.
Yeah, but the other 5-5 teams, other 6-4 teams.
Yeah, you'd have to think this is all going to become a big slurry. Although if Matt's in the mix, his points for are pretty solid compared to those that are going to be around him.
Yeah,
I think Matt will be pretty all right. Interesting to note. Granted, we haven't finished recaps yet. Interesting to note that the 1 and 2 still have not broken 1,000 points against. That's so wild to me.
I would like to say I'm now third in points against, not second in points against. So just throwing that out there.
Third worst, you mean, or third lowest?
Third worst, or third best in points against.
Yeah, Hannah, I guess. But Ben has had 245 more points against than me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's pretty wild. Speaking of Ben, we can roll to his matchup.
There's always one team every year that gets it, man.
It's usually Clark's team.
I know it's usually Clark's team.
I'm glad it's not. Sorry, Ben, but I'm glad it's not mine this year. I think Ben's score would have been good enough to beat all except for 3 teams this week. And unfortunately, one of those teams was the team he played, being Chris Jones.
Yeah. It's got to feel good for Jonesy to bounce back.
All but 3 teams. Okay, I apologize. All but 5 teams. I was trying to make it sound worse for you, Ben. It's okay. Yeah, Jonesy's team bounced back. Nothing stellar from anyone, just kind of across the board, decent.
Yeah.
Ben's this might be a situation where Ben's defense really cost him the game, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
That and Baker putting kind of up a dud a little bit.
But Stafford didn't do much better, right? Baker should have played better. But if you match up 1-to-1 down the board.
Yeah, that's true. I think I'm not mistaken. I think Ben has quite a few players on bye next week too. He's playing me. It's unfortunate.
Would you guys start to plan for next year if you're Ben, or do you think you try and make one final push?
I think it's a hard question to answer. I think in some ways he could try to go for the points thing, right?
Oh yeah. What's the reward for highest points in the league these days? It's like $50 or something.
50, yeah.
You're buying back, so.
Yep. So. I think
it
depends.
Yeah.
What do you think, Maresco? If you are Ben in this moment, what are you doing?
Well, he's going to be 2-9 after next week, so that's the bummer. But
Maresco's already got his pick in.
I would start packing for next year, trying to avoid the toilet bowl pick that I picked him in at the beginning of this year, and probably trade Christian McCaffrey and Bijan Robinson was probably what I would do if I'm him. So
fair enough.
I think Ben needs to reset himself up for next year with keepers and stuff, and avoid the strategy he went with this year, which was three studs and the rest kind of I don't know. Everyone was kind of questioning his draft strategy. I'm still questioning a little bit, but CMC didn't help him at all. So
Yeah, it's not getting CMC till late is rough, and then CMC. I mean, I don't know if you guys watched that game, but he got pretty stuffed quite a bit. It wasn't like explosive, big game opportunities for CMC most of the time.
yeah,
It's gonna be a ramp up period. I feel like for him, right? Like he hasn't played football in a long time, so.
Go over Weggy's matchup real quick. Destroyed Mitch's team, almost doubled him up.
Weggy's team is hot right now.
Yeah, slowly climbing. I think he left some
5
points on the bench too, if I remember right.
That's
Maybe
5 in
not.
a row.
I don't feel like there's really much to talk about in this matchup. Like,
There's not much to talk about.
What, Josh? What's your take on Mitch's team?
his team
Yeah.
sucks. It sucks ass. Dude,
I mean,
he's definitely going to be in the toilet bowl.
it is quite funny to see 3 Bears all in a line right there with DJ, Keenan, and Swift.
And the like he has 4 of his starters are Chicago boys. It could be 5 if he starts Caleb Williams.
I mean,
Do you think you would move on Caleb Williams at this point? Williams does not look good in fantasy or in real life.
No, I mean, I think you keep him for next year.
How much did you draft him for, though? I don't think he's a keeper.
I think he is a keeper.
Jaden's the only real quarterback keeper I feel like this year. But yeah, Weggy's team showing out kind of consistently. Hurts really seems to be coming back strong since his bye. Philly looks totally different, honestly, since their bye. And there you go. I mean, you don't get to play Dallas every week, but the Philly defense was pretty on point.
I'm kicking myself, man, because I drafted Chase Brown last year and dropped him, and Wiggy picked him up. The dude's a beast.
Ben makes a good point. His draft strategy, we're moving backwards a little bit here, but he does have the 6th most points for. Baker was a great grab. There's no doubt there.
I'll give you that. Baker was a good grab. Ben, are you playing for 6th place, though? Like, you proud about your 6th best points forward?
Maresco's really loving it at the top. What else we have in terms of for this week? Who have we not gone over? Did we go over Dan Hannah's matchup?
No.
It was another low-scoring affair. Josh, you might have – I mean, you wouldn't have gotten a win in this one either, but Dan's squeaking one out.
Yeah. Yeah, good for Dan. I mean, he's dealt with, I think, a lot of injuries. You know, Brian Robinson being out. Mike Evans still out.
It's good that Dan got a win because he's not going to get another one for a couple weeks.
Oh, really?
He plays me next week. I'm on the warpath. Honestly, I have no faith. Is this the last matchup? Have we talked about everyone else's matchups?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
It's weird not having a deck. Well, the one of very few slides that we have is the pick distribution, which we had, 6 people participate this last week.
Where are Josh's?
I guess he didn't submit them because they weren't on the table. Josh, did you not submit your picks?
I did submit my picks, yeah. But
are you sure?
Oh, well. Yeah.
I only have 6 responses to week. I mean, technology doesn't lie.
Maybe when I clicked submit, it didn't go through. Oh, well.
We're going to need to
do you remember who you picked?
Ooh. Who I definitely
did you pick myself. If you pick yourself over Micah.
Yep.
Who did you pick? I mean, we could go back and pull the video up right now, but that seems like a little laborious. Who would you have picked, Matt versus David?
I want to say I picked Matt.
I'm pretty sure you picked Matt.
Myself versus Natalie?
I picked you.
Ryan Maresco.
You picked Ryan.
Uh,
I think I pick Ryan.
You did because me and Clark picked me, and then I remember you picking Ryan.
Yeah.
Well, you weren't on the show though, Maresco.
Last
you?
week I was. 2 weeks I
Yeah,
wasn't.
it was.
2 weeks were. Oh, okay. Hannah Dan.
Probably pick Dan.
Yeah, of course. You probably picked Dan.
Probably.
I do distinctly remember you picked Mitch though over Kevin.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I don't think
And
I'm
that's
picking-
the Hannah Dan one's going to be the one that either 5-2 or 6-1.
Yeah.
So,
Well, to be fair, so technically we had a pot from 2 weeks ago, right? Because it was a push. So whatever we contributed 2 weeks ago is in the pot. And then last week you would have had to do better than 5-2. Because if Maresco and I both did 5-2 and you potentially did 5-2, it'd probably be another push week. So at this point, the pot is probably just growing and it's just going to the pot. Because Weggy did tie us, but he wasn't on the call, which is our tiebreaker rule. So
I say we just say that I went 6-1 and call it a night.
I say
Dave had a
we
rough
say
one.
you went 5-2 and push next week. And it's the next week. Okay.
I think it would be important to push it to next week because I have, I think, almost no fab left. So I would like this pot to get as big as possible.
Did Dave have another bad week?
He went 2-5 in his picks.
I feel like wasn't it pretty bad last week too?
That's a good question. Let's see. I can pull up last week's.
There's been some brutal weeks for some people. I mean, nobody's top Ben yet, though.
Ben is the only one to go
7.
to go 1-7. So this is last week. Dave also went 2-5 last week. Dave, 4-10
Dave.
over 2 weeks.
Oh my god!
He did worse than Ben last week. We can pull up. I'll try and do that next week. I'll pull up the picks so we can see all-time records, or I'll have a slide going that's all-time records,
Yeah.
and we'll see how everyone's done.
Oh, I feel so bad for Ben.
Aw.
Oh, poor guy.
Wish I had a violin. Well, picks. Let's go back to the one for this week. And then, so we're not paying out fab. Is that what we've decided? We're not paying out fab for this week, basically.
Correct. Yeah.
Although, if we go back and check it, and Josh was like 4-3 Maresco, I think we should split the fab pot for this week. I don't think it should be a push.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Okay.
Well, we'll discuss that on next week's show.
No, I think we just pay it out.
I think we decided right now. I think we decided right now. Actually,
hey, Dave, just split it between me and Clark.
Yeah. Let's do.
Whatever. I mean, I'm not gonna fight over it that much. I don't need it.
We literally each get 2 fab from Josh. That's all we get.
That's going to be one to watch.
Matchup of the week.
All right.
You got to go way back.
We agree on 3 fab. I cannot do 3 fab. I'll do 2 fab. So if you want to go above that, you can, but I'm good with 2 just because my fab is
2.5.
absolutely not. All right, I sent it out. We will go Josh, Maresco, me, and so forth.
I will go Clark.
All right, we got Clark. I'm also going. We got to do a coin, don't we? I guess. We will go Queen, Clark, Flowers, Natalie. Queen, the coin is going with myself. A little 4 and 5 matchup, a little 8-9 matchup. I think it's worth noting that a number of the matchups this week, Natalie and I are 1 position apart. David and Matt are 1 position
We're
apart.
really watching this.
A
Aren't we?
lot of intertable struggles this week. We got 1 viewer. Sorry.
I'm gonna go Matt. I just think David's dealing with I think that's a big place. Some of these other injuries he's dealing with.
Yeah, I think CD's a question mark as well.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and Dak's not playing, so.
I think I'm going to go, I don't know. I'm going to Burrow against Baltimore and Murray against the Jets make me want to go Dave, but I guess I'll probably be throwing a lot. So, I will go Matt.
Baltimore's very beatable through the air.
Yeah.
So I will go Matt.
We will go Queen,
so you
Matt,
got 2
Flowers,
picks
David.
right.
Coin is going David. Then we got Mitch versus Weggy. I'm first. I'm going Weggy.
Mikey.
We go
Yeah,
Flowers,
this
Mikey,
was
Queen.
easy.
Mitch is Queen. Coin is going with Mitch. Then we have Dan versus Hannah.
Let's see.
Ooh,
An interesting one.
I'm gonna go
Josh, I
Hannah.
think it's you. Okay. Oh,
I'm
shit.
also gonna go Hannah. I just don't like that Pittsburgh matchup for Washington.
I agree. Going
Got
Hannah. The Hannah team is playing very well right now. We'll go Queen, Dan, Flowers, Hannah. Flowers,
Damn
Hannah.
it,
So
Hannah.
must sweep for Hannah. Next, we've got a beat up Jonesy squad going against Ben. This is to you, Maresco.
Hmm.
We're assuming McCaffrey's coming back as well.
Yeah, no. If not, is backup healthy?
Mason, I don't know.
Yeah,
It doesn't have designation.
I'm going Ben.
That's you guys.
No, it's me. I still think that Chris's team, like, I don't know. No, I'll go Ben. I'm gonna go Ben. I think he's got potential to put up a lot of points, and he has been unlucky this season. He comes through at some point.
I'll go Ben.
We'll go Queen, Ben, Flowers, Jonesy. Flowers, Queen,
Two wrong.
Jonesy.
Now he's lost
And then
two.
our last matchup of the night. Nope, sorry. Second to last matchup, the 1 and 2, the heavy hitters. No real significant buys, I don't think either. I think you guys are almost full strength this week.
Only person I'm missing is Jaden Reed, but
Yeah.
Mm.
You're playing Armando. This is tough because I really do feel like, as we've seen this season, either of your teams can go off for a lot of points. And it could be, Ryan puts up 120 and you put up like 145. So I'm just going to go strictly by position. I'm going to go with Maresco.
it's kind of crazy if you look at our matchup, like all the players, they're very close.
Josh, it's your pick.
I'm gonna go Ryan.
Yeah.
Against Carolina.
I'm gonna go. We're good. 4-3, baby.
What was the pot at, Maresco? Was it at 6 coming out of last week? And then I think
we
we
did
added
3 this
another
week.
6? Or did we do
We did
3?
2 or 3 this past week. I think we did 3.
I just closed the window, so I'm not
Why don't we
pulling
just?
up the video.
We'll just. I said we just push it to, because we tied, so let's just push it to next week.
But I don't want Josh to have the opportunity to win it.
True.
Josh
So we each
hasn't
get
earned that.
$2.50 from
No,
Josh.
that's fine.
I'll give you 3. I'll
I-
take 2 from Josh.
No,
Okay.
we can push. We can push it to next week. I waive my right to win.
No, we would each get 2 from Josh, Maresca.
Yeah,
If we
we'll
did
just do
6
2.
and 6, right? I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We get 2 from Josh.
All right. We'll run that by the commish, and we'll figure it out.
Okay.
I'm mainly just saying this. 'Cause
That was a
I
good try,
have,
though,
like,
Josh. I might not submit my picks this week and say I won 7 in a row.
I'll have to. We'll have to
Whoops.
pull up the video of us watching that video next week, so we can have a picture of us watching the 2-timers on the show. I guess we do have the actual fab. The actual categorized fab from last week, which was the worst flex. Which goes to Dan for starting Hunter Henry and him getting 1.9 points.
That picture, wow. Is that real?
It is actually Hunter Henry, yeah.
Wow.
So
Okay.
$5 to Mr. Dan. Feels wrong
Wow.
to give Dan $5. I don't know why, but I guess that's what we'll do. Before we get into the last thing here, which is just going to be our picks, anything you all want to talk about? Josh, how fantasy defenses win championships? You can keep your opponent below, 70 points.
Yeah, I mean, if people are willing for the rest of the season and into the playoffs to just score as little as possible against me, I'd appreciate it. I'll leave it at that. It's my plea.
I am curious. So we had this conversation last year. I feel like we've had a variant of it every year. Josh, you've always fallen on the side that fantasy football is more skill than luck, and what your opponent does doesn't really impact you that much. So I'm just curious what aspects of skill you deployed this week to keep your opponent, Micah, below your overall score.
You really believed all that?
No, of course not.
Yeah, no, I didn't believe all the stuff I was saying. I was just trying to make it interesting, make it a debate. Although I still stand by the fact that I do think there are moves you could have made last year to ease the bleeding.
Possibly true. Possibly true.
But yeah, It's a lot of luck. You can say that after this week.
All right. Shall we do picks for this week or fab category for this week?
Let's do it.
Maresco,
Hmm.
given that you are the sitting champ, we'll let you decide the fab categories. What do you want in here?
I say we do point totals for this week. So we do closest point total to 69 in Josh's honor. And then just kind of go up. So like closest point to like 70, 80, 100. And obviously Micah and Mitch.
Yeah, at this point, we got to add Mitch to this.
How'd that?
Definitely not Ben. He asks for it every week, but we don't put him in there. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
I totally missed that as you said it.
That's why I said it.
All right, let's see what the spinner decides.
What do we do if it lands on definitely not Ben?
We distribute it to everyone else. All right, closest to 123. See who can earn some fab next week. Aw,
Thanks, Ben.
thanks,
Thank
Ben.
you.
Appreciate it. We do.
We love you, Ben.
What would you like the categories to be, Ben? Maybe we'll consider a respin for our only viewer. We'll give you 20 seconds. We'll give you just long enough until this is done.
I'm gonna ride Micah.
Don't even bother trying to send me trades next year. I'm gonna immediately I won't even look at them.
Okay, we have some messages from Ben. I don't know if that's a category. Oh, okay.
Ride
This one?
Micah. Banger. Can we get like a full version of it, like 3 minutes long, so I can pump it in my car?
I have a 30-second version that you could loop. I'm sure Ben can extend as well. Alrighty, let's do picks. Josh, I saw that you put together the form. Let me send it out to the league.
Hey, Ben, if you want me in the studio, I can say I'm going to ride Micah more. We can do different versions of it and put a song together. Just hit me up.
Can you learn how to say it in Spanish, maybe? How do you say I'm going to ride Micah in Spanish?
I mean, let me look it up real quick.
Yeah.
How do you say I'm going to ride Micah in Spanish?
Or how much you want to ride Micah?
Voy a montar a Micah.
I mean, the NFL is in Germany now as well. Can you figure out how to say it in Germany?
Yes, hold on. Germany. Oh, German. Hold on. I don't know if I'm going to be able to say this Ik werde Mika reiten. Where
I
else
love
are
the
we?
attempt.
Where else are we playing? Where did we play that? Brazil?
Canada?
Yeah, Brazil.
Brazil. The
Portuguese?
Portuguese. You, monta, Micah.
Ooh, this is fun.
Can I get
I think
in
it's-
I needed a British accent from one of you boys.
Well, it's not our catchphrase. You're the one that's gonna have to do it.
Yeah,
Oh.
exactly.
I gotta get my British accent on if I'm gonna do it. I'm not sure I'm ready for that.
I feel like it's only a matter of time before the NFL plays in China. Can you translate to Chinese?
Yes, hold on 1 second, please. Please hold. Please hold. Ooh, there's multiple Chinese traditional or Chinese simplified. Ooh,
Probably simplify.
what yaki Misha? Now we need the simplified one. That's the traditional. Hold on. Simplified, please. Oh, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Do you think they're ever going to play in Finland? Oh, this is a good one. Ion Ratsatata Mikala. I'm done. I'm good now. Thanks, guys.
Oh, oh,
Oh man.
oh. Oh.
Ooh. All right. Let's see here. Sent out the link for everyone. Josh, make sure you submit this time around.
Oh, I will.
Let's start with myself versus Dan. Josh, you can go first.
Clark, I'm going to pick you.
Love the confidence. Maresco?
Clark, I'm also going with you.
Oh, this is bad. I'm picking myself as well. I have to, but it doesn't bode well.
Just make sure
Screw
to
the
change your
coin.
defense out.
We're not doing the coin. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, so we got a sweep for me. Let's go a little family cousin action. Dave versus Ryan. Maresco.
Oh, oh boy. Oh,
I'm
boy.
sorry, I cannot stick with the brother pick here. I'm gonna go with Ryan.
I will also go with Ryan.
Ryan.
Oh, nope, that's last week's matchups. Hannah versus Matt. I'm going Matt.
I'll go Matt.
Josh, is this one on here?
That's not on here. We're gonna need a new form.
Yeah, week 11. It's on there.
I know. I don't see it on there.
It's at the bottom, but it says Josh and Kevin.
Yeah, the options are Josh and Kevin. 1 sec.
Oops.
Josh trying to get an extra one in there for himself. All right. See if reloading the page does anything for you guys.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm making my picks later, so.
All right. So that's the third one we did, right?
I didn't pick. Did we all pick?
Oh,
Matt.
Well, who are you taking? I'm taking Matt.
I'm taking Matt.
All right. Thanks for dragging that one out there, Maresca.
We just didn't. No one said it. I could have gone Hannah, but I didn't.
Weggy, Micah to Josh.
Man,
I'll go Waggy.
Leggy.
Oh, so Weggy. Ben Maresco to Maresco.
Maresco.
Yeah, I'm going Maresco as well.
Do it, Josh. Do it. Do it, Josh. Pick him.
Josh, why are you like staring at this for so long?
I really want to pick Ben here.
Do
I'm
it.
just a little concerned he's going to play Taysom Hill quarterback this week. I'll go Ben.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm so sorry, Ben. This one's a no-brainer for me. I'm going Jonesy.
Go myself.
Josh, are you going to start a tight end or no?
Yes, I will. Go myself.
I'm gonna go Jonesy.
And then our final matchup of the week. One that's projected to be very close as of right now,
Oh my goodness.
which is Mitch
Oh, boy.
and Hannah. Or Mitch and Hannah. It's Mitch and Natalie.
Natalie's
I
probably
don't-
going to. He's going to play this week.
Nico's got to play this week, right?
He's going to play this week. Yeah, I saw something today. So
So
I'll go.
that Wilson
yeah.
piece doesn't matter.
And
Okay,
Amari's
go ahead.
and Cooper's coming back, I think.
And Ford and Zamir White. Yeah, Natalie's lineup is going to change a lot. I'm going Natalie. I don't know if it's my turn or if it was yours, Josh, or whatever.
Doesn't matter. I'll go Natalie.
I'm going Natalie.
Hitting submit. Josh,
What's up?
I'm just
Yeah.
saying, don't forget to hit submit.
Oh yeah.
Don't think you can change the pick here, Josh.
That's right. We'll have to pull up our own show again.
Here, if we can hang out on the call and do it right now.
To be fair, we did all take the same people quite a bit. I think that Josh taking
Went two
Ben
separate.
was the only difference.
That and he
of all
picked
of us,
himself.
so. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Well, that's it. That's all we got.
There you
Kind
go.
of an unstructured
Recorded.
one tonight.
Anything else Ben
Good
wants,
job,
to
Josh.
wants us to talk about, Ben? Anything?
Yeah, Ben, you're the
Anything we didn't hit on
decider here.
that we missed?
What was the best move?
I don't know. We're in suspense right now. What's the best move he could have made? Wait, what?
Oh, what?
What?
Wow.
Picking you was the best move he could have made. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Saying Josh picking him was the best move he could have made. And
What
now
is
he's
that?
saying he gets to pick your name when you win a fourth title. Does that go the other way, Ben, too? If you lose a toilet bowl, does Maresco get to pick your name?
I didn't
Oh.
make this deal.
I feel like, Maresco, you're going to have to change your name to I'm going to ride Micah because that needs to be on the trophy if you are close to winning.
I have a name I'm going to change it to right before if I'm close to winning, just so it's inappropriate again, just to piss Ben off. But
Could we
Ben,
do
I
it
was-
in one of those languages?
I'll do the Chinese one.
Yes.
Actually, know what, guys? It's time.
You're changing your team name?
Yes.
Oh, not superstitious at all.
I mean, I'll change it for a quick second,
Could be all you need.
Please refresh your page.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
Google Translate one for me, please.
Hold up. Let's make sure that it works both ways.
It says something else.
Sorry, I didn't share the tab.
Oh God.
Let's see how you did on this side of things.
我要骑泥浆. I want to ride Micah. I want to ride Micah.
Well, on that note,
Oh,
I think
man.
that's only appropriate.
Yep.
I'm gonna ride Micah.